It's spooky season and I love Halloween. I'm one of those adults that just loves to get dressed up at Halloween, and I'm not talking about the slutty Halloween that some people like to do. I like making my costumes like we did when we were a kid, even though I'm not making this year's costume to be revealed on next week's Halloween show. But I'm all in black. I'm wearing my skull ring. Thank you very much. And we're making a Black-Rita. Okay, this is Heidi Klum's Black-Rita. And thank you to my dad who sent me the recipe. Heidi Klum, as you may or may not know, supermodel. She loves Halloween a wee bit more than I do and throws an epic, world renowned Halloween party every single year. This is the first year, I do believe, that Patron has partnered with her and they made her a special cocktail. Now they're making their special cocktail with Patron El Alto, which I do believe is a blend of Reposado and Añejo tequilas from Patron. We can't afford that bottle. That bottle, I looked into it. I'm like, Dad, it's like $170. Whew, too rich for my blood, even though this cocktail also uses some Scrappy Bitters Firewater tincture. This bottle I got for the bargain price of 22 bottles or $22. Yes, it's little, but it will go a long way. That should probably last you, I don't know, a century or whatever. Fresh squeezed lime juice, of course, since it is essentially a margarita. And we made some blackberry syrup. That's going to take the place of agave. You probably could have made it with agave, but I just made it with muddled blackberries, water, and sugar. And for our tequila, I thought about going with Coralejo tequilas. Very good tequila, one of the most sought after brands, I think top 100. And of course, there are as many tequilas as you can imagine on the market. I do have like a sample here of the Reposado and Añejo, and instead of trying to blend it myself, I thought I'd just get an Añejo. Now, this Kirkland tequila Añejo, I have the silver. It's okay. It's okay. This one, they can barely keep on the shelves. The tequila Añejo, not to mention, I think it's what is it, like $22, $23, something like that. And this is a whole liter. This isn't even just 750 mils. This is the whole thing. So we're going to make our drink, our cocktail for happy hour at home, the Heidi Klum Black-Rita for Halloween. I did not have time to go to get any black ice, but this would be a great cocktail to make as a batch and then drop little bits of dry ice in there to make it smoke and look fantastic. Also for the garnish, they made some like blackberry spider webs. Okay, try that. You have to work very quickly when you're trying to make candy, essentially. I do have the candy thermometer. I used it. You're supposed to boil the water and sugar and a little bit of muddled blackberry in there till it reaches like 300 degrees. But I couldn't really tell what color it was because it was already dark with the blackberries. Whereas I tried again, and that's like stuck to the bottom of pans. I'm going to have to throw out the pans. I tried again with just the sugar and the water and raised it to a certain temp, but let it get a little bit brown. And then you have to put the pan in an ice bath for literally 5 seconds. And then you have to move like the Dickens. You have to like take a fork and, try to make spider webs. I'll show off my handiwork. They look more like blobs, but let's see. But it's essentially candy. I don't really know how we're going to use this because no, doesn't look like any spider web I've ever seen, but they are delicious. I did make sure to try some. And the other thing that I didn't do correctly is I did take some parchment paper and I sprayed it with like just kind of a butter or Pam spray to make sure that you could get it off. In the video that I watched, they did it over a bowl, but they also oiled the top of the bowl so you could get it off easily. I didn't, but I still managed to kind of crack them off. So this kind of worked a little bit. See, so there's my spider web garnish, along with, I could either use a real lime, sugar, or I have, of course, the dried limes, the dehydrated lime slices. These are littler, they're darker, maybe spookier, and maybe I'll use them, but the limes are good too. And you need some Himalayan black salt or some Hawaiian black salt. I have it in my storefront for the home bar on Amazon. I will post a link to that a little bit later. But first things first, we need to get the salt on our glass. Of course, I already put the ice in there. Of course I did. Okay, let's, we're going to pivot. I'm going to use this glass, put the ice in here just real quick. I know it's not going to fit, but that's just fine. There's going to be like sticky stuff everywhere. Okay, and remember the trick. We don't dip it in all sorts of liquid. If we want a very distinct pattern or whatever, we're just going to use the edge of a lime because that's the way we've learned to do it. Okay, and then we're just going to put this on here. I mean, spookier the better. It is not clean or pretty, but I wonder how they do that. How they do that at the bars. I'm going to have to watch more closely the next time I can afford to drink at one. Which is part of the reason why we do happy hour at home here, right, friends? Okay, so Heidi Klum's Magic-Rita. Looks okay. Looks a little bit more uniform. Yeah? Yeah? All right. And put the ice back in there. And again, buy yourself a $5, $6 giant ice cube maker. It goes a long way, and it's pretty awesome. All right, to make this cocktail, very easy. 2 ounces of like the best tequila you got, okay? And we're going to put that, of course, in the shaker, not in the glass. Heaven help me. Okay, 2 ounces of that. And then 1 ounce of your blackberry syrup and 1 ounce of, and it smells really good, by the way. I don't even know if I've ever had this. The Kirkland Varietal. 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice. Or again, Master of Mixes has some great pressed juices. Okay. And then blackberry syrup, just basically like we made the pomegranate grenadine, actually. You just take sugar and water and reduce it down with the muddled blackberries. And gonna make sure there's just enough. And then 2 drops, it says, of our firewater tinctures, which I can only assume, it does contain alcohol, by the way, distilled water, fresh habanero peppers, organic herbs, and spices. Okay, I don't even know what I used this in, but apparently I did. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. I didn't want to say it, but I couldn't help myself. Okay, let's shake that up, and we're going to pour it over our rock, in our rock glass. Trying to determine a really fun technique. I gotta get better at this. Ooh. Well, this would look really cool, I think, with some dry ice. Oh, it looks delicious anyway. I don't know what it is about the shaker. It's like, there's a strainer too. It's just hard to get that stuff out of there. You're like, spit it out, spit it out. Heidi Klum's Magic-Rita. That looks spectacular. Yum. Okay. Ooh. Now we're going to see, I've got candy everywhere, including on me. All right. Where did my knife go? That's a knife. We are going to cut it. Maybe I'll try to do both of these, but cutting these dried limes, it's dangerous. I scare people with knives. Because for good reason, actually. Okay, and where's the sliver? Okay, and then maybe, I wonder if I could have just wants to stick to everything. Maybe I can just kind of put it up there. I don't know. It's a little much, a little extra, but there you go. Cheers. Let's see how this tastes. As if I didn't know. That's delicious. That's really good. And a quick hello to you, JD. Yeah, you like my ring? All those days going to pirate-themed parades, you got to have the proper accoutrement, shall we say. This is great, you guys. Look at that black salt. I love that. With the garnish of a candy spider web. Yeah, I know. It's hard to tell. Lime, fresh lime, or maybe some dehydrated limes, blackberry syrup you can make yourself, blackberries. Yummy. Cheers to Heidi Klum and her party. I mean, I do love a good Halloween party, but I'm usually the one that throws them. Have a happy Halloween. We will see you next week for the Halloween show. If you want to make this cocktail, of course, I will tell you how, not only in the video, but in the comments, in the post to come. All right. Happy spooky season. Be safe out there. And thank you for watching. I know it's delicious. That's what it is. Happy Halloween and happy spooky season. Stay safe and drink responsibly, friends. And by that, I mean, stay home.